And then I said, what about my waffles?
That is hilarious.
What's going on?
It's the bloody neighbours again. Hold on.
Hey, pack it in, you lot.
Sorry about that, dude. What can I tell you? These residents sure are evil.
Oh, boo! Resident Evil, released on the PlayStation in 1996. This game is a classic and has the distinction of being the first horror game ever made.
It's not.
The first horror game I ever played? This game was terrifying to me as a kid. That cheesy B-movie intro with Joseph picking up that severed hand holding the gun. Oh shit. Horrifying. Then again, I was a shitty 6-year-old. Now, being a shitty 26-year-old, I should also mention that because I'm so good at the game, I managed to beat it in under 3 hours and will be playing the game with a rocket launcher with unlimited ammo.
Surely that's cheating.
Sorry, what's that? I can't hear you over how awesome I am right now. So what's the story? Raccoon City's Special Tactics and Rescue Squad, also known as STARS, are sent on a mission to find their missing team members who disappeared while investigating some nasty-ass murders. Unfortunately, when they rock up to the site, they get attacked by what appears to be an overly wet animatronic velociraptor? I think it's supposed to be one of the zombie dogs, but the way everyone shits themselves and runs away from it, when they later have no problem mowing them down with a handgun, makes me think otherwise.
Fucking hell, that thing looks more like Steve Buscemi than a dog.
What Steve Buscemi movies are you watching?
The ones where he looks like a wet animatronic dinosaur. Reservoir Dogs.
So they escape into Rank G, Luigi's mansion in the woods. The survivors that made it to the mansion are different depending on who you picked. If you pick Chris, Jill and Wesker are the other survivors. But why would you ever pick Chris? He's so shit compared to Jill.
Firstly, he starts off without a gun despite being an award-winning marksman and having a gun in the intro. And despite having more zip pockets than even the most die-hard fetishist, he actually has less space. Even worse, he has to use small keys to unlock stuff, further taking away his space. He's just so... I'm sorry, Also, Jill's story is way better. And why is it better?
3 words.
Barry fucking Burton.
That's right. If you pick Jill, the survivors are Barry and Wesker. And that is awesome, because Barry accompanies you for most story parts of the game, and he is brilliant. At the start of the game, we hear a gunshot coming from the dining room and are sent to investigate.
And investigate you shall through the power of walking. Like a tank, who's recently come round from a medically induced coma which was the result of an opium overdose. What I'm trying to say is that these controls are clunky, slow, altogether challenging. And I fucking love them for it.
What? You like the bad controls too?
Satan help me, I do. The sludgy, anal soup feel to the exploration and combat is something that actually lends itself to the tone of the game. Yes, the controls actively ladle on the pressure to the player as it removes direct control and makes the experience uncomfortable, awkward, uncanny. The horror from this game is intensified by the inability to avoid or react quickly. You are in direct danger from the zombies, spiders and velocidogs, and it wreaks so much more of fear when you can't escape this mounting onslaught. Now, don't get me wrong, the controls are frustrating and you'll have more unfair chunks taken out of you than my duration in prison, but it forces the player to think tactically. You can't run and gun, but you also don't have the ammo to expend taking all the big bad beasties down. So what are you gonna do?
In this situation, probably shit my pants.
Exactly, and nothing says fear done well more than an embarrassing trip to the dry cleaners.
So, after wrestling with the controls, we encounter what was easily the scariest moment in all of gaming in the year 1996. Hi.
This situation right here implements a metric cunt shed of Resident Evil's greatness. You have the lack of diegetic sound, which makes the player acutely aware of how alone they are. You have the super tight angles, which actively obscure the zombie from view, making the reveal all the more shocking. And you have to get pretty darn close to this albino abomination in order for the cutscene to trigger, meaning that once this lovely jubbly grain-filled FMV finishes, you're face to face with Mr. Sandman Undead Edition.
Wow, You talk a lot.
Thanks, man. Much like this zombie, I just keep on going.
Until someone shoots you in the head, which brings us to Barry Burton. Barry shows us why he's awesome right from the get-go. He saves us from the most iconic and possibly most powerful video game zombie ever. It seriously is powerful. It takes 3 shots from Barry's hand cannon to kill it. Then, after finding out Wesker has gone missing, Barry gives us a lockpick because, in Barry's words,
"Here's a lockpick. It might be handy if you, the master of unlocking, take it with you."
That's right. Even poorly translated, Barry is putting you first. And it doesn't stop there. Later on, after getting the shotgun, the ceiling starts to collapse. It looks like you're up shit creek without a paddle until, heroically, Barry shows up. He saves us at the nick of time and then says his most famous line,
"That was too close.
You were almost a Jill sandwich. Damn it, Liam, everyone knows the Jill sandwich bit. Stop acting like this is something new. Talk about something different.
Kind of rude, but alright. How about when you come out from the upstairs area back into the main hall and Barry is waiting for us to give us some ammo? And when we ask about him and his ammo needs, he tells us simply,
But how about you, Barry?
I have this."
I think I just came.
Gross!
Shut up!
But back to the story. The original reason for us to be in this mansion is to find the missing members of the Bravo team. A lot of the games back in the day would have just used this as a plot point and never really done anything with it. But in this game, you can actually find them.
We find this handy guy in the intro. Not that shit again!
We find Kenneth killed by the most powerful zombie ever.
If we play as Chris, we can find Rebecca, but Chris's story sucks because it doesn't have Barry, so whatever.
We find Forrest pecked to death by crows. By crows! Holy shit, how pathetic could you be getting killed by crows? Oh.
Then we find Richard bleeding after being attacked by a giant snake. Holy shit! He's still alive! We can save him! He just needs the serum! Yes! He's still alive! We met. Oh, for fuck's sake. Damn it, Richard! We were so close! That's it. We'll have our revenge. For Richard. Well, that was easy. Look at him run. What a coward. And, despite not getting bitten by the snake, Jill has a hot flush and passes out. Fortunately, Barry saves the day.
I'm getting kind of sick of Barry. I just don't think he's as good as you're saying he is.
Well, I'm getting kind of sick of you.
Wow.
Baby, I'm sorry, I just get heated sometimes. You know I'd never hurt you.
This got weird.
Eventually, we make our way outside into a dirty cabin full of giant spiders. I fucking hate spiders. Why do they have to put that shit in the game? So after dicking around in here and laughing at sharks flopping around on the floor, hahaha, dickheads, we come into a room with a giant mutant plant, which grabs us. But before your hentai tentacle rape fantasies come true in awkward late 90s 3-dimensional video game format, we're rescued by Barry! Yo, Barry the hero saves the day again.
Barry isn't that great. In the Chris playthrough, Rebecca saves you by delivering the V-Jolt, and that's the shittiest puzzle in the game. Doesn't that make her as good as Barry?
No. Piss off. So after we're saved by Barry, we hear some gunshots, only to find Wesker. Where the fuck have you been?
You disappeared from the hall all of a sudden.
I'm sorry, but I have my reasons. Perhaps you guys have met them? It was all I could do to protect myself against those strange creatures.
Oh, zombies in the main hall! The one area of the game where enemies never show up. Yeah, I know of it. Wesker tells us to find more clues in the mansion, which I think is a poor translation for keys. I don't know. Using the newest clue we can get into a room that was previously locked, where we're greeted by none other than that fucking weak-ass snake from last time. Round 2, I guess. Hey, Barry! Perfect timing!
Jill, have you found anything interesting?
Oh, not much. Just, a giant fucking snake which you can see dissolving right next to us. With Barry, we discover that, conveniently, the snake violently smashed a hole in the exact spot where there's a short tunnel. Barry and Jill come to the conclusion that Jill should go down there because we're playing as her, and Barry lowers us down with the rope.
Hey, what's going on?
Now I've done it. Sorry, Jill. Wait. I'll go and get another rope.
Barry? Barry?
Look at that! Barry did that on purpose, and now he's run off. What is he, my dad? Is he my dad? Leaving me? Is he my dad?
What are you doing? Don't look at me! Get out of that tunnel!
No, Barry said he'll come back, and I trust him.
You're a fool, man! A damned fool!
Hey! Are you there, Jill? Grab the rope!
Well. Looks like Barry is awesome once again.
Papa? I mean, I still don't trust him.
While we continue to investigate the mansion, we head to the kitchen, which has the weirdest music in the game. Seriously, why would you pick a group of people fighting into trumpets as the music? That's not the only strange thing about this kitchen. If we try to leave, we're greeted with a cutscene for what could be the scariest monster in the game. Look at this build-up. Oh, it's just a zombie. Eventually we find our way underground where we meet up with Barry again, who again proves how brilliant he is when he nonchalantly takes out a hunter without breaking a sweat. It's here we meet the final member of the Stars Bravo team, Enrico. Now this is the greatest moment in all of video gaming. I'm serious, just watch.
Is that Jill?
Is that voice Enrico's?
Yeah?
Holy shit, that long pause was brilliant. I kind of wish that silence was a little bit longer.
Is that voice Enrico's?
Say it. Say it. Just fucking say it. Just say it. Just fucking say it!
Yeah?
Thank you!
So Enrico informs us that there's a traitor among the Stars members. Unfortunately, right as he's about to tell us who it is, he's shot.
Well. Just as he's conveniently about to reveal who the traitor is, Barry, he's shot by a mysterious assailant. Barry, who is most definitely Barry.
It couldn't have been Barry. If it was Barry, Enrico's head would have been exploded by Barry's hand cannon.
I have this.
After exploring the caverns, we end up in a top secret laboratory. And after the most awkwardly silent elevator ride, we come face to face with Wesker. That's right, it turns out he was the traitor all along. What? I had no idea. And he was barely acting suspicious earlier.
You did a fine job, Barry.
Just as I thought.
Oh, I fucking knew it. Brilliant bloody Barry, my balding backside. I knew he was the traitor. I knew he was too good to be true.
Wesker proceeds to explain that he works for the shady pharmaceuticals company Umbrella, and they were working on creating the ultimate bioweapon, the Tyrant, and they needed to lure the Stars team in to get combat data. Yeah, it's kinda convoluted to hear all this exposition at once.
Hey, you know what's not convoluted?
What?
Barry being a traitor. Oh, jump shot. Yeah, win the basket point. I don't play sports. Oh. You know what? Maybe I jumped the gun a bit back there about Barry. He's not so bad.
After dealing with Wesker, we head into the laboratory to see what he was working on, and holy shit is it a mess of a thing. Exposed heart, teeth bared, and a Freddy Krueger hand. I'm sure this was terrifying when I was a kid, but now he looks like a bit of a clown.
Barry!
Well, you kinda just turned on a dime there, didn't you?
You just turned on a slice of ham, you ham planet.
Jules, firstly, how are my feelings? And secondly, I killed it, but Wesker escaped and set off the self-destruct.
What the bloody hell are we waiting for? Get out of there and bring Blessed Barry with you. Wait, what? You have to save Chris first?
Oh, that's right. Another awesome thing that this game does is have the option to save the other character that you can play as. For Jill, we can save Chris, but only if we put floppy disks into the disk drives. I don't know, security was super different back in the day. So, of course, because I'm amazing at this game, I managed to save Chris and light the signal to alert the helicopter. We did it, guys! We saved 3 people from our original team of 12. We're heroes. Oh, I am so so tired of your shit. You struck the Great Barrier, and now I'm going to end you.
Looks like this rocket fucking exploded and shit.
And we're treated to a charming end cutscene as we fly away from the mansion exploding and get one final look at Barry being a badass.
Well, it looks like we've given a semi-review / weird playthrough for no apparent reason. Any final thoughts?
Well, I've learned one thing.
Yes?
I really want a sandwich.
Don't you fucking say it.
A Jill's sandwich!
I actually hate you.
Jules, he's fucking fallen asleep again.
Is that voice Enrico's?
Yeah?